The NBA draft was last night. It kind of sucked. No, I'm just kidding. So, okay, we have Ben Heisler here from MLB Sirius XM Radio. Ben, the biggest surprise of the night was not Anthony Bennett, but David Stern getting booed repeatedly and playing it up to the crowd repeatedly. No, okay, but in all seriousness, Anthony Bennett going to the Cleveland Cavaliers, we all thought, oh, it's going to be McLemore, it's going to be Nerlens, Noel. No, actually, it's going to be neither of them. So they pick Anthony Bennett, the freshman out of UNLV. Here's the one thing, and then I'll get to your take about Anthony Bennett. A lot of people were saying, oh, if he goes 7 or 8, that's a great pick. Because you know what? He's a good player. He's got a big body. He's ready. He's 6'8", 240. This is going to be a good pick. Suddenly, he goes #1 overall. It's like, what was that about? Why would you take him #1? So a guy who is totally respected, if he were to pick 7, 8, 9, suddenly goes #1, and now it's like, oh, well, they overreached. So, I mean, what was your take on it?
And I was like everybody else. I was very surprised. I had him going initially #3 to the Washington Wizards, even though everybody thought that it was going to be Otto Porter, the safe pick, the secure pick. The guy played right in their backyard in Georgetown. Here's what I like about Bennett. He's already got a big body. He can be a very good 4 in the league and already a terrific offensive game. He's got to shed a little bit of weight, and there are some questions about him on defense. But look, Stromer, the Cavaliers were trying to trade this pick. They made no secret about trading this pick, and they just didn't get the offers they wanted. They talked about how, you know what, if we don't get a decent deal here, we're going to go ahead and take the guy that we think can best help our team. And listen, he's going to be a solid power forward. A lot of sort of the reach comparisons have him to Larry Johnson. And you saw what an offensive force he was early on in his career with Charlotte. So I don't hate the pick. I had him going as high as 3, but it seemed like at the time it was a reach. And now, with the way that Noel fell and McLemore fell, nothing was really a reach because the talent at the top of this draft, Rick, wasn't as big as there wasn't as big of a gap as we've seen before.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree with you. The only person that I saw who had Anthony Bennett going #1 was the Chicago Bulls' Sam Smith.
Sam Smith.
So, yeah, just throwing that out there. Kudos to him.
He is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, totally, in our book. Okay, let's just round out the top 10 really quickly. Victor Oladipo to Orlando, Otto Porter Jr. to D.C., as you said, not paying too much and moving fees. Cody Zeller to Charlotte. Interesting. We'll get to that in a moment. Alex Len to Phoenix. Nerlens Noel to the 76ers because it was a trade. Ben McLemore going to Sacramento. Best pick of the draft, in my opinion. Caldwell Pope out of Georgia. He could be the second version of the law firm, basketball-wise, with Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. #9, Trey Burke to the Jazz. #10, C.J. McCollum out of Lehigh to Portland. I really like what Portland's doing. And #11, Michael Carter-Williams to the 76ers. Okay, so really quickly, the Cody Zeller pick.
Yeah.
What? Why wouldn't they want to build up the backcourt? Why wouldn't they want to? I mean, like, look, we know that Michael Jordan, a la Kwame Brown, has had horrible drafts every single year, it appears. They wanted to be bad enough that they're back in the top 4 next year, is my theory on it. Why not try and, why not try and build up the backcourt? You got Kemba Walker, who I think can be a guy who can average steadily down the road 18 points per game. And then you had McLemore. Look, Cleveland, I thought, was going to do it. They're going to try to build up their backcourt as well. They got Dion Waiters. They got Kyrie Irving. That's a solid backcourt already. But why would Charlotte pick Cody Zeller? I mean, do you understand the pick at all?
No, not particularly. And even in my mock track over on Huffington Post and The Honest Brew, I had them taking Alex Len with that pick. I think they can certainly improve their front game and get a decent 5 in there. But Zeller, I don't know if he's necessarily projected to be a serious 5. Len is a big 7'1", 255-pound guy. You know he's going to clog the paint, get rebounds, get buckets right near the post. Zeller is going to be more of an inside-outside type guy. So I was surprised by the pick. I think a lot of people had Zeller going to the 76ers at #11. That seemed to be a safe and sort of secure place for him to be.
Yes.
But listen, he had a very, very good combine. People knew he was an athletic guy. They knew how well he could run the floor, and I think it's going to be more of a transitional type offense in Charlotte. And Michael, being Michael, decided that was going to be a good fit for them. And look, it's a reach. It's a reach.
Of course, it's a reach. They don't need him.
No, I don't think they need him as well. McLemore was available. You and I both agree, Rick, that he's got the most talent, certainly the most upside in this draft, and to get a pure score. To go and play along with Walker over there, I think that would be the smart thing to do. But,
yeah,
of course, they didn't do it.
So Alex Len, you like that pick to Phoenix. I don't. I literally see this being a Darko Milicic, Dalibor Bagaric, Tiago Splitter-like player, except Splitter in the finals when he had that one shit game.
He's built more like
That's what I see in Alex Len.
He's built more like Bagaric than he is with Milicic. Milicic actually has more of a Zeller type of build to him, sort of a long, lanky guy.
Don't you dare throw Cody Zeller in the ring with Darko Milicic.
I'm just saying based on build, right?
Yeah.
Just hear me out. You know, Alex Len is an interesting guy. By the way, the guy that's picked most likely to stay clear of the sun for the rest of his life ends up going to Phoenix. I find that personally hilarious. He's, like I said before, he's a big body, and I wasn't overly impressed with him at Maryland, but scouts love this guy.
Why?
They love that
Why? He had one really good game against Duke, which was on national TV, or excuse me, on ESPN. It wasn't even on CBS. It's the Jamarcus Russell effect, in my opinion. They have one good game on the big stage, and then suddenly it's like, oh, you know what? Throw him in the top 10. He's got game.
Well, I'm reading Jeff Eisenberg's analysis of him on Yahoo, and he basically said, yeah, he said Maryland's poor point guard play was a result of Len not necessarily getting a lot of good touches and good feeds inside, but scouts love he's got soft hands, and his footwork is tremendous. And for a young player with that type of body, a lot of times the footwork is the latest part to come. So for him to be able to get the size and a little bit more quickness than people anticipated, and to have soft hands near the basket, they know that he's going to be able to get to the rim. He's big enough to do it, and he's big enough to do it right away. And Phoenix needs a 5. So I don't hate the pick.
Okay, so we'll agree to disagree there. Obviously, they should bring back Luis Scola.